did not lose your mind. You were methodically taught to doubt it. And by the time this video is over, you are going to understand exactly how that happened, who did it, and why you stayed longer than you ever thought you would. We are breaking down the 7 patterns toxic people use to take over your life. And I need you to pay special attention to number 3, because it is the one happening to millions of people right now who have absolutely no idea it even has a name. Let's get into it. Pattern 1. Love bombing. This is where it always starts, and this is why so many people never see it coming. In the beginning, a narcissist does not try to control you. They study you. They ask the right questions. They remember everything. They mirror your interests. They make you feel genuinely seen, maybe for the first time in your life. And that feeling, that overwhelming sense that this person truly understands you, that is not connection. That is data collection. They are mapping every insecurity, every wound, everything you have ever wanted someone to say to you, so they know exactly what to take away later. The speed should have been the warning, but it felt like the answer. Pattern 2. Gaslighting. And before you scroll past this one thinking you already know it, stay with me, because most people only understand the dramatic version, the screaming denial, the obvious lie. Real gaslighting is quieter than that. It starts with small things. A conversation they suddenly cannot remember. An event you are told you are misremembering. A reaction they insist is an overreaction. And then it happens again and again, until one day you stop trusting your own memory before you even finish forming a thought. That is the goal. A person who cannot trust their own mind will not leave. They cannot even convince themselves there is something to leave. Now here is the one almost nobody catches while it is happening. Pattern 3. Intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that makes slot machines the most profitable machine in a casino. Not because they always pay out, but because they sometimes do, unpredictably, randomly, just enough to keep you pulling the lever. A narcissist runs this on you without you ever realizing it. Cold one day, warm the next, loving for a week, then distant and punishing for no reason you can identify. And your brain, trying desperately to get back to that feeling of being loved, starts working harder for the good moments than it ever would in a relationship that was simply stable. This is why people stay in painful relationships longer than boring ones. Unpredictability does not just hurt you, it hooks you. Pattern 4. Triangulation. This is where they bring someone else in, an ex they mention just a little too often, a coworker they compare you to, a stranger they let you catch them watching for half a second too long. Every single one of those moments is intentional. They are designed to make you feel replaceable, so you keep chasing approval that was never going to be given consistently anyway. The moment you started competing for their attention was the moment the lever was fully in their hands. Pattern 5. The silent treatment. And this one matters because people confuse it with healthy space. Healthy people take time to cool down and come back to resolve something. A narcissist goes completely cold as punishment, refusing to acknowledge you exist until you apologize, sometimes for something you never even did. Every time you break first, every time the discomfort becomes too much and you reach out, you teach them that silence works. So it gets used more, and the bar for what triggers it gets lower. Pattern 6. Projection. This one is the most disorienting of all of them. The narcissist accuses you of the exact thing they are doing. If they are lying to you, you are suddenly the liar. If they are pulling away, you are the one being distant. If they are the one causing damage, you are somehow the toxic one in the relationship. This is not hypocrisy in the normal sense. It is a deflection system, built to keep you so busy defending yourself that you never have time to look at what they are actually doing. And then comes the one that breaks people. Pattern 7. The discard. This is the moment everything stops. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Sometimes it comes right after you finally set a boundary they could not talk their way around. But however it arrives cold. The warmth they once gave you in overwhelming amounts simply disappears, as if it was a costume they took off when they walked out the door. Because in the way that counted, it was. You were not loved. You were used. And the grief you feel after is real, even when what you lost was never real to begin with. Here is what I need you to hear before this video ends. You are not dramatic. You are not too sensitive. You did not make this up. These 7 patterns are documented, studied, and experienced by millions of people who all told themselves the exact same thing you did. That it was not that bad. That they were probably overreacting. That maybe they were the problem. You were not the problem. You were the target. I spent years living through every single one of these patterns, and then more years studying them, understanding them, and writing about them. And that work became an 8-volume series called The Narcissist Files, a complete decoded guide to identifying toxic people, escaping them, and rebuilding everything they took from you. Volume 1 is already out, and it is available right now through the link in my bio. It starts exactly where this video ends, going deeper into each pattern, giving you the words to use, the boundaries to set, and the exact steps I took to get my sense of reality back after someone spent years convincing me I had lost it. The remaining 7 volumes take you all the way through, because one book was never going to be enough to cover everything these relationships leave behind. Go grab Volume 1 right now through the link in my bio. And subscribe, because the next video on this channel covers going no contact, what it actually takes, what nobody tells you about the process, and why most people fail at it the first time.